that audio. That's awesome.
Okay, here we go.
Awesome. So here we go.
Yay.
Hey,
you guys switch spots.
Here we are.
Hey.
Yeah, that's weird. How'd that happen?
There we go.
How did that?
All right.
Oh man.
I like this side of the stage.
Yeah, that's good. There's no use to set up anyway, right? You'd be on this side of me. Yeah, right. I'd be back here.
Awesome. Well, hey, everybody. This is Johnny Beane, Johnny Beane TV. It is March 12th, 2021, 8:09 p.m. Eastern, 5:09 Pacific. Jay Hannon, of course.
Hey now. Hey now.
Hey, man. Hey now. Jay, who do we have down here? Who's the bottom row, man?
Well, we have one of my favorite guitar players of all time, Larry Mitchell, and his should I say old drummer?
I'm definitely old. Yeah.
Yves Gerard, who played on what? Oh, there you go. There you go. Also one of my favorite drum performances on a record as well. So this is
awesome.
This show is super cool for me, everybody. Just to let you know. So if I kind of freak out a little bit, just bear with me.
All right. Well, then that means the show tomorrow shouldn't be very cool then.
no, I'll be burning out by then.
Every show is like, this is the best show ever. You know.
Let me one more thing to that drum to Eve's drum thing in the performance. I think at least 3 drummers. There's probably a couple more, but 3 drummers have shaped how I view drums. And one is probably Neil Peart, but only because I was in and I love Neil Peart, but mainly because I was in a Rush cover band years and years ago. And the second one is Bonham, and then there's Eve.
Oh.
Like when I program drums or I try and play and I go, all right, I'm gonna have to edit the crap out of this on a singer-songwriter or anything. And I'm thinking one of those 3 people.
Oh man, that's quite a compliment, Larry. Thank you so much.
Sure.
So you ask yourself while you're programming drums, what would Eve do here?
What would Eve?
Actually, I don't even have to ask it because I know from 30 years ago. That is, I think there was a lot of things like the way Eve approached that record. I've had, over the years, I've played with lots of different drummers. I go to have a different rhythm section, and I've had occasionally have a drummer go, "Oh, try this," and then go, that changes the song drastically, and they realize it as soon as they do it. And probably because they see my face, like,
yeah, right.
But very musical, absolutely very musical. He made great musical choices on an instrumental record. It could have easily gone a different way and been a very bizarre or very different record.
Well, if I can add on to that, Larry, you're right. I mean, when you have basically a solo guitar record, if the drums, if they do too much, it kind of steps on everything and kind of, can kind of take over. But on that album, man, especially, like the drums are very musical and they don't, step on anything. It's a very, very thought out and just amazing record. Everybody, all 3 of you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Johnny.
Awesome. Hey. Hey everybody. Let's see. How do we do this? We're live, of course. I've had such a long day, you guys. I can't even think. It's been insane over here.
Dude, these people died.
But let me just say we're live on YouTube, Johnny Beane TV. We're live on Facebook, Johnny Beane TV page. We're live in the Van Halen 1974 to 2020 Facebook group, just because. Getting bigger and better in there. Larry, actually, Van Halen related, we'll talk about tonight. And here on YouTube, we have executive producers like Charles Green, Joe Christian, Wayno, and the Chad, Thomas Santiago, Music Therapy Lads, Susan Silvestri, Bent Tom, James Gum, Jarhead Rock, Frank Corcoran, Michael Smith,
The captain.
Stephen Franklin, the captain, Stephen Franklin, Dan Halen, John Moronic, Jim Ray Hawkins, Voodoo Childless J, Mike Neese, and Steve Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael.
Yes, those are the top tier of channel membership here on YouTube. If you'd like to become a channel member, click the join button below. It's right below the thumbs up button. We're currently at 23 thumbs. Let's see if we can get at least 1,000 tonight. At least
in the next 20 seconds.
Yes.
Easy.
Hurry, everybody, hurry. We're live on Facebook as well, where we have Facebook stars. Like to help support the channel. And this is also a podcast, so you can listen to this on iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Podcasts, Radio.com, and what else? If you'd like to help support the channel, another way, any super chats will change the color of my lights.
Your headlights in your car?
Thank you. Yeah,
All right.
I won't get pulled over tonight, hopefully.
Don't get pulled over.
Yeah. Man. Dude, Larry, it's awesome. It's awesome to see you guys and I mean, look at this thumbnail, man. I mean, I put this together, this morning. And it's amazing that you and I have met, Jay and you have met, although Jay and I have never met.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
No,
Yeah.
hopefully at the next NAMM, whenever that is.
Wow. Okay.
I
didn't know that.
it'd be awesome.
Yeah, Jay came into. I did one of my Tuesday Night Lives from my house in South Carolina, and Jay came in, and I think we spoofed you guys because you were on, and Jay was on, but in a different room. You didn't know. It was And then we played Temporary Thing, right? We played
That was one of the biggest I'm gonna pee my pants moments of my life. Yeah, I get a phone call. Larry Mitchell. What? Hey Jay, what are you doing tomorrow night? Nothing. Hey, I'm playing in about a little while away from you. Why don't you come down and jam? I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? So I quickly touched up on a few things from Temporary Thing, and I gave it my all. And I was scared crapless the whole time, but it was awesome. An awesome experience.
Nice.
Yep.
And he repaid me by asking me to play on the Gizmachi record, which is like so different than what I normally do. But I had a blast doing it.
Cool.
Did you even hear the track before you played on it?
No.
Or did you play on like some basic bass line and then you hear the track and you're like, oh my gosh.
No, I heard the track. But I was like, wow, this is heavy. This is so heavy. It's great. And congratulations, Jay, on your record release today.
Thank you, Larry. Appreciate that, man.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
cool, man. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah. It's about time after 16 years after the first one,
Wow.
But very cool. Very cool. Thank you, guys.
And are we still calling that number too?
What?
No.
Is that still a thing?
No, I found out today that they didn't even know that number was still in existence.
It was disconnected. Are you serious?
Yes. I put it. I'll make this quick. Yes. We put out a story on Instagram to call that number, right? To request. Look what I've become. The song that Larry's on. Because the last 3 weeks it was on the Devil's Dozen. It was number 10, number 11. Then last week it was 7. So we've been telling everybody, hey, call that number. Telling my parents, friends, right? People that we know, telling their coworkers, everybody to call. So I'm like, well, it's working. So I put up a story today on Instagram telling everybody to do it. Then one of the DJs from Liquid Metal on Sirius XM responds to it and says, "That's awesome, but we don't even know. We had that number like 10 years ago, and we didn't even think it existed anymore." And I'm like, wait, so how are these votes tallied up?
Who are we calling?
Yeah, exactly. So that voicemail box must be jam packed.
Funny, man. That's really funny.
This little old lady in Idaho going, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
And that's her.
Yeah. All right. So if you don't mind, we'll get to the roll call in a few minutes, but I kind of want to, I know I showed this before, but this is Larry's first record, came out in 1990. Oh, sorry. There it is. And I got some thanks to Dave Nesdall for sending me the pics because Larry didn't have any left.
I was say you got the edition that comes with extra pics.
Yeah, I got the promo edition. I need a real one. But so I kind of want to maybe before we get into anything else, maybe just go over 31 years ago what you guys kind of remember, getting ready for the recording of the album, learning all this stuff, like how the songwriting went, and just maybe certain stories from the studio and kind of maybe going on the road a little bit about all that stuff. Because like I said, I know it's 31 years ago, but I'd love to kind of pick both of your brains about some of that stuff, if that's cool.
Sure. It was like it was just yesterday. Really.
Well, we had been playing playing the record at Kenny's Castaways, the Bitter End, the Cat Club, the China Club. I don't remember how much rehearsing we did. Do you, Eve?
No, we must have played about 1 million gigs by the time we got to record in the studio.
Yeah.
And so we were pretty well-oiled machine at that by then. We were ready to go.
So yeah. all those songs were pretty much written and ready, all rehearsed. There wasn't any like I don't want to say no production because of course there always is, but so you guys were ready to go as soon as you got in the studio.
Yeah, I don't think there were any last-minute songs that I remember. I mean, 30 years and a lot of dead brain cells. But yeah, I think we had pretty much everything figured out when we went in.
Last-minute bass player change.
Yes, that. That's the big story of the recording.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, we've been playing the gigs with Gary Kelly, and then right before we did the record, we ended up with Jimmy Fury playing bass on 9 of the songs, and then Mark Epstein came in and played bass on the final song, On Evil.
Right.
At Unique Studios when we were mixing. Just like I ended up doing a couple of solos while we were mixing too. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you one thing about Eve, we talked about his drum playing. There were some timing issues. So Eve's like, let me just play it. I think we were doing, the first one was like People, Places, and Things. Mm-hmm. Play it to a click. And he played that's Eve playing down to a click with no guide, no scratch guitar, no scratch, but nothing.
Wow.
Just
right.
No. The chorus is here now. No, that's just Eve doing it.
Wow, so you really did know those songs inside and out.
I kind of did, yeah. Wow. We had played for a little while. Let's see. When did we start playing together, Larry? Like 1988, maybe?
Probably 88, right after.
Say 88. Yeah. Yeah. So we had been playing together for at least 2 years already. So we knew what we were doing with each other's music and, learning the songs and stuff. Larry would come in with that song ideas and we'd come up with the other 2 parts, and like work it out in the studio and rehearsal and then go out and test them out live and see what people thought.
Yeah. Wow. If it didn't work, it's like, oh, that didn't work.
Yeah, right. Try something else.
Yeah.
So as far as recording the tracks, I mean, you mentioned, Eve, that you played, you started with People, Places, and Things without a scratch, without a guide or anything, just the click track.
Yeah.
Like, were there any songs that you guys were all in the same room, you were, kind of playing together, or was it literally kind of done with a scratch guitar track or something like that, and then everything kind of overdubbed on top of the drums?
That's a good question. I'm trying to remember. I think we did most of it as live as possible, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there were a couple of songs where it was just you and I playing live.
Right, when we were sort of in between bass players.
Yeah, and then you played a couple of other songs that were just a click and you, didn't you? I think at least two more. I don't remember what they were.
I don't either. I don't remember that.
I remember People, Place, and Things was the first thing because Dave Whitman, the producer, was like, oh yeah, this works.
Yeah, it was funny because I had done that a few times before with other like recording sessions where it was just like where
I'm assuming you know her.
a little bit. Yeah, we've only been married for like 15 years. But yeah, just I met her once in the club. Yeah. That's my lovely wife, Amy Serrato. Everybody.
Hi, Amy.
I'm just going to plug it right here because I'm not biased either. But she's about to become the mayor of the village that we live in here in
hell yeah,
New York.
Awesome. Welcome, Amy.
Hey, can I get a don't give him a ticket for speeding when I go through that town?
Totally.
Please.
Yeah. You'll fit right in here, really. I just let you right through. I've been stopped so many times in this village, and I've lived here for like 14 years now. I get stopped all the time by either the cops or the state troopers for something. They like me. I don't know why.
Long hair.
That's it.
That's how it is with me with here.
Yeah.
Kind of. I got pulled over once because for some they were training the officer that was with the guy. They pulled me over because I had on the back of my pickup truck, you have the little tailgate thing, and it slightly covers like half a digit of the license plate.
Oh, God.
They pulled me over for that.
Oh, yeah.
And then when he told me, he's like, well, I'm training this guy. How did we do? And I'm like, I don't remember. And ever since then, the cops around here, I do not like at all. I don't trust them at all. You know?
You guys haven't been stopped at least 100 times in multiple states. You're amateurs.
Well, Larry and Eve, Dave Nesdall says hello. He's in the chat watching. So, I mean, you mentioned, obviously tracking the drums just to a click. I mean, maybe the younger people that are, all the digital recording and all that stuff with the Pro Tools, like they don't understand what it was like back then to record. Like you had to know your music inside and out. Nowadays you can literally, I flubbed that one note in that solo. Just punch in that one little note and you can literally fix anything, move anything, quantize it. It's just crazy what you can do now. But back then, if you didn't know the songs, you stop wasting everybody's time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But got to give credit to Dave Whitman too. Dave could punch anything. So Dave Whitman, I don't have his discography up here, but Dave mixed Rebel Yell, Captain's Journeyman. He recorded and mixed the first 4 Kiss records, I think. I know they're 4-track that they got the record deal with.
Man.
Rebel Yell. Did I say Rebel Yell?
Yep.
Discography is just insane.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really, really talented guy. I remember.
And we tracked on tape, 2-inch tape, so he could punch, do amazing.
And back then, that was like you needed talent and skill to do that type of stuff, But now it's like,
yeah. Now if you mess undo.
Remember back then, editing was done with a razor blade. Yes. It was like they were cutting tape and putting it together with other tape. It was crazy back then. It was nuts. You had to have a lot of precision.
Now imagine being one of those engineers that went to school for all that and got out and just got in just right as soon as digital kicked in and Pro Tools came into every studio. I'd be like, man, I'd be pissed.
Oh yeah. My wife's stepfather was a recording engineer his entire career, and he would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on gear and equipment, and then have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on the newest gear and equipment when everything switched over to Pro Tools and digital, and crazy. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. And now you can go on eBay and buy a 24-track Studer a deck, 24-track deck for a few $100s. It's crazy now. The technology has changed so much.
I know. I mean, some of it's obviously great that it is, but at the same time, I mean, that you know, there's nothing, you know, we mentioned beforehand, like this is the second album that my band came out. The first one we did in a real studio. You guys, Spin Studio in Queens?
I
Yeah,
remember.
we recorded the first record there. And actually this record, the drums were recorded there.
Mm-hmm.
But there really is nothing like recording a record in, you know, a big studio with the big, you know, big board and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, now it's like you can record an album in a bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Sweetwater. This is like $299 right here.
Wow.
Sweetwater.
What is it? Sound.
Wow.
What kind of board is that, Larry?
The Trident.
Nice.
Series 65.
Nice. Those used to be state of the art way back when.
That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So as far as you mentioned, you know, doing some of the tracks, or Larry, some of the solos during the mixing process, was this because, you know, maybe the solos or whatever tracks that you had beforehand, you were like, I can redo that better? Or is it you didn't have time to do it and you had to do it later? Was that how it ended up?
We didn't have time.
Mm.
Actually, I don't know. I've only told a few people this, but Eve, I don't know if you were there. Do you remember when Vernon Reid stopped by? Were you there?
Yeah, vaguely. I remember. Vernon was really helpful, right? He was a big supporter of the band. He helped us out a lot.
Big supporter. I hope he doesn't get mad. So we tracked everything at RPM Studios in Manhattan,
Mm-hmm.
and Living Color was scheduled to come in right after us. And he stopped by, and I was tracking a solo. I don't remember which song. I think it was a solo to Lies.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, maybe. And we were pressed for time because we were running out of time, and running out of budget, I should say, and time. And he would basically said, and their gear was out in the lobby area. He said, "Oh, we're not ready to come in yet. You guys just hang out and take your time. You know, you can have a couple extra days." Well, I remember the budget was the budget, so they basically paid for the last couple of days at RPM.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was on their budget, not on our. We didn't have the budget for it.
Time's up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's the second.
Yeah, time's up. Wow. Time's up, Larry. Get out.
So thank you, Vernon. Thank you, Living Color.
Really? Yeah, those guys are cool.
That's awesome. So is there anything besides that story, kind of like, you know, as you guys are recording and doing that thing, that you know, any fun, cool stories, or you know, that you can remember?
You know, it's funny. For me, it's like nerdy tech stuff, like working with Dave as an engineer and producer. I was, you know, just drummer, session drummer, and band drummer. I've been playing around and done a bunch of recordings. But Dave was the first guy I had ever seen, actually one of the only guys I've ever seen, put a microphone on a ride cymbal, just dedicated to a ride cymbal, because that's what he wanted to hear. He was like, when you hit that bell, I want to hear the bell, and I want to be able to, you know, mix it into the song. And it was really cool. And I remember he used an AKG 414. Mm-hmm. For some reason, that just really stayed with me all these years. I was so impressed with that. I was like, wow, yeah, you can hear all like the stick hits and all like the subtle stuff in the ride cymbal work. Pretty cool. Mm-hmm. It's a really cool thing to do.
Yeah.
So that's all mixed into that album.
That is cool. Yeah. Mic everything, right? Screw it. If you don't use it, you don't use it. Right?
Mic the mics.
Yeah.
Mic the mics. I like it. Mm-hmm. We use 50 microphones on these drums here, bro.
Yeah.
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 That's so funny. But you're right. I mean, especially when you're doing, you know, intricate stuff on the hi-hat.
Yeah.
You know, those little, you know, all those dynamics, man, you know,
mm-hmm.
Pick those things up.
Oh man, I think I was playing some kind of monster kit back then that probably had like 2 hi-hats, like one on each side. And
you did, because you just used to do that thing.
I used to switch back and forth, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was from a guy I studied with who developed this like 2 hi-hat system, and I took lessons with him for years. And so it was really cool. This guy, Gary Chester, who was like a, you know, teacher of a lot of good drummers. And he just had this system that he came up with, and it made a lot of sense because it had to do with balance on the kit. And instead of crossing over, he thought this was unconventional to cross over and play the hi-hat with your hand crossed over your snare hand. So why not open up, center your weight? It was like this whole Zen concept he had. It was very cool. So he had like, talked about breathing and about like exercise, and he incorporated a lot of outside elements into actual drumming and the philosophy of drumming. So the whole like opening up and having the hi-hat on the other side to work with was also kind of cool because you could get like things going between the two hi-hats, and it makes some flashy stage tricks too.
So would you have like a remote pedal for the secondary hi-hat, or what would you do?
Guys I knew got into that. I'm not like too foot coordinated with multiple pedals. Like I could never ever wrap my brain around double bass drum, or like I'm good with a hi-hat pedal and a bass drum pedal, and that's good for me. So some people had the remote, like they invented like a cable thing that snaked across and you get the remote out of it. I just left it like sort of splashy,
That half open thing.
Yeah, like that half open thing.
Yeah.
So
I remember one of the first drummers probably that I noticed going between different hi-hats was Charlie Benanti from Anthrax.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He would do like the first half of a verse on the the left hat, and then all of a sudden he'd switch over to the secondary hats for the second half of the verse, and it just kind of gave it that little subtle change in the verse where it kind of just helps liven things up a little bit.
Yeah.
And obviously, Neil Peart and all that stuff with doing things like that. But I mean, a little, most people I think might not really think of it that way or notice it, but the musicians and the people that are really into that type of thing. Oh, he just switched hi-hats. You hear that? Really nerdy things.
Yeah.
If most people that aren't thinking about it, drummers will notice it visually, but you notice it listening, because like I said, Eve had that set as a splashy thing. So something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Energy change for a minute.
Yeah.
I think people notice that. They notice the energy.
Yeah.
Do you remember, I mean, this is getting crazy now, but as far as your cymbal setup and everything like that, what you had going back then?
I missed it. You guys dropped out.
Oh,
Me? I think it
I missed it all.
Thank you, Stephen Franklin.
Oh, it changed your lights too, Johnny. Look at that.
Yeah. I told you it's magic. It really, nobody believes me that it actually works.
So Eva, as far as your do you remember your cymbal setup as far as like, how you kind of had things? Was it just the two crashes, couple splashes? Do you remember how you had everything set up?
I kind of do. I used to mess around with cymbal setups a lot, but basically it was a ride, two crashes. I might have had a China cymbal for a while that I
did, yep. On the album, it's there, yep.
Right, yeah. The China cymbal was with me, I think, until I cracked it in half, and then I never ended up getting another one. But yeah, and then I used to play around with like sometimes putting two cymbals on top of each other to try and like get weird sounds out of it, or one upside down on top of the other, a splash cymbal on top of the crash cymbal. I used to do some fun, like funky, weird things.
Don't they call it the Spock now or something, or the stack or a Spock, right? When you kind of the Meshuggah thing where you have like, two cymbals on top, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool sound.
Yeah. Haven't done it in a while, but yeah, it was fun to do. We used to do that when we were kids, just mess around with cymbals.
How did the drum solo for Evil come about? Was that something Larry was like, hey, why don't you take a drum solo here? Or is it something that you had kind of had this drum piece and you're like, hey, Larry, can I play a drum solo on this guitar record?
I think it probably, no, I don't think I ever asked for a solo. I've never asked for a drum solo in my life, but I think Larry just pointed at me one day and said, take solo. And I went, oh, okay. And it sort of like developed over time into like a showpiece thing for our stage show. It was really cool. And then it became a thing where like I would start taking a drum solo on stage during Evil, and Larry would just walk off the stage and leave me there alone. And the bass player, Mark, would leave. They would just walk off the stage, and I'd be like, oh, okay, I guess I gotta play a solo now. So there I would be playing a solo. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun to do. I just kind of like developed some themes and got some ideas together and expanded on that over time. And yeah. But eventually some shows the set would get like the drum solo would get longer and longer. And I'd be looking around like, when are these guys coming back? Stranded. Help.
See Larry like looking out from behind.
Yeah.
See how long
Larry would do things like just leave, go in the audience, talk to people, hang out,
I got a story for you.
Yeah.
If anybody's watching that's eating, you might want to just turn away for a minute, though. Eve, do you remember we played upstate New York, or we played in Middletown?
Yeah.
Shows with Stu Ham.
I remember that.
We had gone. I don't know if you went to eat with me, but I went to eat someplace, and I have a lot of food allergies.
Mm-hmm.
And we hit the stage, and then probably like 3 songs in, I was like, oh no. So when the drum solo came for Evil, I was it. I left. I did not make it back.
Oh, that was it. That was the end of the.
He just kept playing until he just stopped.
I can't remember that night. That was funny, man.
But Eve, did you actually know what was going on, or was it all of a sudden Larry was gone and you're like,
no, I had no idea what was going on until much later.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is too funny.
Mm-hmm. I kind of remember that. I was just kind of looking around like, oh, they're not coming back this time.
Oh, man.
The audience is leaving. The lights are on. You're still playing.
Lock the doors. Typical drummer and no one to stop.
Oh, man, that's good.
Somebody definitely thought, oh, wow. The show ended and the drummer just kept going on. Look at this guy.
And that
You just keep playing.
that guitar player, he must have been double parked or something. You see how fast he got out of here?
I went backstage.
Yeah. Oh man.
I got another cool Eve story for you called me once when I was living in I had to be living in Manhattan. And you were playing the 55 bar with somebody, another guitar.
Yeah. I used to play a lot. Yeah.
Who was it? Do you know?
That was probably back in the late 80s. I used to play there with this guitar player, Mike Stern, a lot. We played there for like 2 years as a trio, just playing like straight ahead jazz, all traditional stuff. And he had just come out of Miles Davis's band, and he just wanted a place to play. And I met him down there one night. A buddy of mine from high school introduced me to the bass player in the band, said, yeah, you should meet this guy. He's a really great bass player. You guys would probably really get along. And it turned out that his name was Jeff Andrews, a great jazz bass player. And he was playing with Mike, just duo at the back of the bar. And they were sitting on stools playing. And then he invited me to come down, just bring a snare drum and some brushes. It started out easy, and then it developed into like a full-blown thing. Eventually, we were playing with a full kit and the whole thing. But yeah, that was a fun place. I used to play down there a lot with him.
But the one I was gonna tell was it wasn't my turn.
Yeah, okay.
Player, and the bass player didn't show up. You asked me to come down and play bass, and I was like, yeah, I can't play jazz guitar. You don't want jazz bass. He said, no way, easy tunes. So and I go, I can't read because I'm I don't read shorts.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it'd be cool, all simple stuff. And then we get there, and the guitar player starts pulling out these charts, and I'm like, dude. So he over to his left side, put a chart there, and he read the chart and read it to me.
I did.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like playing and goes, hey.
I gotta remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that's awesome.
I started on piano, so I can read, chords and chord charts and stuff. So it's a helpful skill when you need a bass player.
So, Eve, when was the last time you listened to that to the first Larry Mitchell record?
Not that long ago, actually. Didn't I do a couple of tracks for you recently, like last year?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, I did. So I revisited the album just last year.
And did it completely like? Were you like, oh man, yeah,
Dude, it holds up, man. I think it's a really good record. I think it sounds really good. I of course don't play anything near that athletic anymore. And for many years, it's been a long time. I'm mostly a groove drummer now, but it's like listening to that stuff. It was like, wow, man, we were very like tight knit group of technically skilled and musical people. It was really cool. So yeah, I think the album sounds great. Yeah.
Can you think of any happy accidents that happened on that record? Because I want to, after this one, I want to get to any. Is there any part that maybe a mistake happened where it's on the record? Because I know there's one. I don't know if I should say this, but I know there's one part after one of the guitar solos. It goes back into. I'm trying to think what it is, and you start on the ride, and then you go to the China after 2 ride hits. And for a long time, I'm like, I wonder if he's like, one of those like, oops, and you go to the China. So I don't know if there's anything like that kind of sticks out to you, whether good or bad,
It was probably something like that where I just kind of like went to the wrong place for a second and went, oh wait, no, we're going that way. Yeah. So it happened.
But those are the kind of things that, you look back on like,
yeah,
kind of like, it was maybe, I botched something here. But at the same time, you listen back and it's a cool thing, that's on tape.
Well, that's very true because you don't get those moments anymore. The way records are made now, we edit crap out of everything. So if there's anything that's even slightly off the grid, you're going to take it and fix it. But back in those days of analog recording, you let it go. If it sounded good, it was musical, you let it go. I mean, you listen to old Led Zeppelin albums, there's mistakes all over the place, but it sounds great. It's cohesive and it works. So you let it go. Cool. Yeah.
Well, when I was programming a few of those songs for Larry, I had the album track, in Pro Tools.
Right.
I'd figure out the tempo, but it wasn't, I'd pull the grid up obviously, but the track, it had the ebb and flow, the swing, I should say. It wasn't completely locked in, and it sounds like human beings playing it. Like you said, nowadays everything is so easy to fix. You're looking at everything on the grid, and even I'm guilty of it as well. You're looking at something, you're like, it sounds fine, but then you're looking at you and you're like mixing or editing with your eyes instead of your ears, and you're like, well, that kick drum is a little ahead of the grid of the beat there, and you just do it anyway, and you're like, it's hard to not do it sometimes,
Yeah. We live in a very different world of recording now. I mean, I do it too. I'm guilty of it too, because first of all, I'm a lousy guitar player and an okay bass player. So if I do a track where I'm playing those instruments on it, with myself, I'll go back and fix everything. And just go, oh, that's a little ahead. That one's a little behind. You just fix things up to make it feel good. But yeah, the drum, I think we did a lot of that album to click, if not all of it, as I recall, all of it, right? So yeah, there's definitely, it's within the master tempo, but it definitely has the breathing and, not everything's exactly spot on.
But that's a good thing when it is like that. I mean, I think your ears can kind of, I think when everything's completely perfect, the listener, there's something that doesn't connect. That's why you need a little bit of swing in there,
Yeah, you want some air.
Back then, I don't think clicks were their own click.
That's
like Pro Tools in the early days. The Pro Tools click and the Logic click. Exactly.
It's still like that.
Yeah. So every click is just like I don't know if you remember this, but there was a time where the whole band had to use the same tuner. You could have different tuners, but when it came showtime, you used the same tuner because they weren't. Now we take it for granted that you can buy a $15 tuner and a $2,000 tuner, and they're going to be
exactly the same.
They're going to be exact.
That's why I have one of these.
Yeah, I've heard of those.
There we go.
Johnny, do you want me to do a quick roll call since we're you know,
Yeah.
40 minutes in, I'll do a quick roll call. We got
Sure.
90 watching on Facebook alone. Just on Facebook, we got 90.
YouTube.
I mean, YouTube. That's what I meant.
We got on Facebook. We got 4.
4,000. 4,000, right? 4,000.
Yeah, 4,000.
Let me get the pop out chat here.
Let us know where everybody is watching us from tonight.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I'm
let's
in
do that first.
I'm in Santa Cruz. I'll just get that out of the way. I'm in Santa Cruz,
nice.
or it's cold. It's like 60 degrees out, and it's freezing.
Oh.
I'm in Little River, South Carolina.
Right.
We got Johnny, you want to read where everybody's from? And I'll do the roll call.
Well, that's how you get them to. That's how you get their attention.
Yeah.
Amanda Combs is in Ontario.
Hey, Amanda.
Oh, now it's rolling. Now I can't even.
Yeah. I'll start reading the names. We got Jeff K, Amanda Coombs, Amy Sarago. Sarago, is that it?
That's
Okay.
my
All right. Andrew Saviors, Browns fan, Celia Badger, Charles Green, D. Stroyer. That's a cool name. That's what D. Snyder should have went as back in the day. Destroyer. Yeah. Dwight Bailey, Guitar Man 45, Holly Ray Enable, Jeff T, Johnny Beane is here. Light Cloud Spirit, Lenny Lou, Metal Mike 5150, yes. Michael B, Mickey Settlemeyer, Nerd Halen, Nightbot, Randy Price, Sabrina Lamb, Sean Zimmerman, Steve Carmichael, Stephen Franklin, Thomas Santiago, Thrash Metal and Fun Riffs, Vistalite 1972, and everybody else that's watching that hasn't said anything in the chat. Hello there.
Hello.
leave a thumbs up. Leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you're brand new.
Right.
And I guess since we're talking about this first, in my opinion, iconic record, Larry, if you want to, say it's where it is now, it's kind of re-released, if you will.
It was released a week ago on Bandcamp, and today it was supposed to be completely live on most of the other platforms, but as of midnight it wasn't. So sometimes if you don't get it in by a certain time, it takes a little bit extra time to do it, but should be on Spotify and iTunes and Amazon and Pandora soon, very soon, if not today or tomorrow. I haven't checked midday today, but
I did. If it wasn't for me, I'll take the blame for this. If it wasn't for me, it would already be up, because when Larry and I spoke on the phone about a month ago, we were going over some things, and you were like, I'm going to put the record up first Friday of March. And I was like, can I ask you the weirdest thing? I was like, my band's record is coming out with an album on the 12th. I said, this is weird, but I said, is there any chance? I said, it would be super cool for me if your first record comes out on the same day as our record. I said, I know it sounds weird, but he's like, yeah, that's fine. I'll put it on Bandcamp the first Friday, and then I'll put it out digitally the next week. I was like, very cool for me, and I appreciate you doing that.
Sure. Well, they've delayed it for a little bit, so
yeah,
any day now. But you can listen to the record on Bandcamp, LarryMitchell.bandcamp.com. The record's Larry Mitchell 1990 in parentheses.
I'm surprised we don't have any questions about, the gear Larry's wearing here. Obviously, is that guitar anywhere near you right now, Larry, or no?
Oh no, it's a little barricaded.
Okay.
I should have brought it out, but no, it's here. It's just a little barricaded.
It's cool. You still have it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I used to stare at that thing, man, as a kid, just looking at that guitar like, whoa, what is that? Very cool.
Walk by a garage sale and say, what is that?
Now, how much does that guitar weigh?
I don't know, a lot. That's why
It's barricaded.
That's why, yeah. It's like stuck in the floor. It's so heavy. He can't pick it. He can't get it out of the floor.
And Mace Bailey made that guitar. There's only 2 of them. Mace Bailey made that one, and Jim Donahue for the template made one for himself, I believe. And Mace Bailey made Squier's triple neck, the heart-shaped triple neck. And my first time that Mace had ever made a double neck. So they made the mistake of asking me, it's like, how do you want it? I'm like, I don't know. I always wanted a double neck. So they held 2 necks, and I was like, oh, my hands might get a little bit caught up in between the 2 necks, so let's move them apart, which makes the whole mass of the guitar bigger. I didn't know that.
Right.
And,
I just remember the case for that guitar.
God.
Just to play one song, right? Just to play one song.
Yeah, me hanging out to dry too, that because they're like, hey, we built the guitar, but we don't have any cases that this fits in. So I had to get a case made in Long Island City, and that case is huge because the necks split apart. So it wouldn't fit in any regular double neck case at all. But it's cool. And Jim Donahue has since scooped out some of the wood. It's swamp ash, which was lighter anyway, but it was still heavy. So it's great tone. It's got great tone. Actually, I think I used that guitar for either solos or rhythm parts on some of the other songs, but that weren't. But the tuning didn't have to have anything to do with it, just because it sounded really good.
Well, now my wife's in the chat busting my balls. She goes, Jay has been talking about that jacket for the 23 years that I've known him. It's true. It is true.
I have to in bloom for that jacket.
And you had the vest to go with it, and the jeans with the patch on it, right? Or
my mom made the vest. Deborah Sprague, who used to make clothes at the Cat Club and sell them at the Cat Club, she made the pants.
Do you remember the last show you wore this getup?
No. But I know I was 120 pounds, and that's not possible now.
Do you remember the last show you guys played together?
Yeah, it was a complete birthday show. A couple of 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Downtown Manhattan somewhere.
Yep. I don't remember that club.
So, Houston Street? I think it was on Houston.
Probably.
Possibly.
No rehearsal, killed it.
You know it.
Yep.
Just like it was yesterday.
So did you play all of the older stuff, or did you jam on some just covers, or what'd you guys do?
Covers? Who knows covers? I don't know covers.
Just asking.
We played a lot of the old stuff, but I think we played some of the new stuff. I think Eve.
Yeah.
Who was playing bass?
I don't remember. Wait, it wasn't Mark. Mark doesn't live here anymore. Who played bass that night?
Oh, maybe Eric Boyd. Eric Boyd played bass.
That's right. Eric Boyd played bass.
And Eric played with me, over the last year, off and on in different spots and stuff like that. So he and Eric does his homework. He really does his homework. So yeah, it was great. It was easy.
Yeah. I remember. And Vince Janella played that night too, right?
Vince probably sat in, and Kirsten, his wife, sat probably. Yeah, because we did a maybe a blues song or something like that with her.
Yeah, I think so. That was a fun night. I remember that.
Birthday shows. Our birthday shows were always kind of fun. Never knew what was going to happen.
Wow. Is there footage? Is there any footage of any of that?
I don't know about footage of that. Maybe. I have footage. I just got one of those converters to convert VHS tape to digital too. I have a bunch of the birthday shows at the Cat Club that Wolfgang Bush used to record for his New York TV show, Manhattan Cable Access TV show. And we was our guest, full guest for those shows. You never knew what was going to happen.
Speaking of footage, can you want to mention anything about what you texted me with today, or should we leave that out of there?
No, we should leave.
Okay. Oh man.
It's all guitar related. It's all just.
Oh yeah. It's guitar
Oh.
related. It's not. Yeah. Get your mind. What are you thinking about, Johnny?
I don't know.
So do you want to, since you know, you want to do a little Van Halen chat for a few with what you got going on?
Oh yeah. What's that? What was that called, Larry? The album that you did, the Van Halen, the tribute.
The back in December, I was asked to play on Van Halen record for lung cancer, and Fader and put it together, and all bands on Long Island, even though I'm not on Long Island anymore. And at the time he asked me, I was doing something. I think I was working. Actually, he asked me in November because I was working on my latest two EPs, the acoustic EP Light Within and the electric EP Shadows on the Soul. And he asked me, he said, do you want to do a song? I was like, yeah, I could do a song. You know, Van Halen. It's still fresh in, Eddie's passing. So I said yes. And then in January, I was like, he reminded me like the deadline was coming up. I'm like, oh no, what have I gotten myself into? Like, I haven't played Van Halen songs in forever, like 30, 40 years. And then I had to, I listened to a ton of Van Halen trying to figure out a song. And it's not easy to figure out. I didn't want to do a song exactly, try to be a bad version of Eddie. And live is one thing if you want to do that, but for record, for me, I know it would just be like, oh cool, oh yeah, I like this song, let me put on the Van Halen version. So I wanted to do it different, and when I made up my mind that I wanted to do different, I narrowed in on a song that I really loved, which was Hear About It Later. And then I decided, and then I was stuck. I was like, I don't know how to do this different. It's got an iconic guitar intro. It's cool. I love the solo. And then at some point I decided to try How Would the Edge from U2 approach this song. So I did that, and then that changed the drums for me, because then how the drums had to be played for it, thinking in a U2 way. And I always thought it was going to be an instrumental, so I did a 3.5-minute version of it, because I don't know, like a 6-minute version of Van Halen with no vocals would be bizarre for me. And I'm still a fan of music first, so I gotta like it as a fan of music first. And I cut the song. I cut out, at the time, actually, I cut out the choruses, and I changed the key of the solo too by accident. I was just messing with it, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool," but it has the energy. To me, it has the energy of the solo. And so I got it together almost in time to send it to turn it in, and I kept listening to it and go, yeah, I really want to hear vocals now. And I called my friend John Kurzwick, and John is, besides one of my favorite guitar players in the world, he's a great singer, and he's also I've gotten to know him. He's a producer. He's a huge producer. He produced the 3 big Creed records, Puddle of Mud's only #1, Godsmack's only #1, Eagle Eye Cherry. It just goes a ton of really great records. And so I've learned a lot from him as an engineer and a producer too. And I called him up and said, John, are you busy this Friday night? He goes, I'll call you back tomorrow. I'm like, uh-oh. So on Saturday, I called him and we talked, and I said, I explained it to him. He said, send me the track. I sent it to him. He goes, oh, I'll try and get to it. I'm not sure if I can get to it later. And it's Sunday morning, the final day I need to turn it in. He's like, all right, I'm going to try it now. I said, he goes, when do you need it by? I said, yesterday. He did the vocals in 2 hours and sent it back to me.
Wow.
He goes, there was no place to sing the chorus. And so he goes, I just sang it over verse, and you can do whatever you want with it. So we both agreed to put it underneath the verse a little bit, and then to move it out of the way a little bit, I just kind of filtered it down to like a telephone voice, and that started to really shape place for the record. And then I went looking for some inspiration from Ed, and so Ed's voice is on there as well, talking about music.
Cool.
Oh,
wow.
I'm really happy. It's on the Long Island. If you want to check it out, if you can go to the Long Island website for Long Island Van Halen tribute record album, Long Island Van Halen tribute album, I believe. And all of the proceeds, all of the money goes to the Lung Cancer Foundation. And the record opens with Zebra, with Randy Jackson doing his thing, doing Pretty Woman.
Wow.
And there's some really great versions of Van Halen songs in that record. So it's cool. Very cool.
Yeah. There's the link in the chat. I see somebody saying they want to buy. They want to buy one.
Sabrina Lamb wants to buy 3 of them.
3 of them.
Wow.
There it is. livanhalentribute.com.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I still have to check it out. I got to get one. Now I got to buy one. Everybody buy one. Everybody wants.
You have any copies on you, Larry, that you can show?
I do. Hold on.
If you put it close enough, maybe. Never mind.
I'm excited to hear this.
Oh, Lenny Lou received her CD last week, and she said it's amazing. Awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
Johnny, are you wired in? Like, if you play some music, will it come through in Dolby stereo?
No.
No?
No.
It won't come through.
No, not with this. No.
Okay.
Is the track listing and everything on the back with who performs what? I'd like to we could see what's happening.
Can you see that? I can't tell. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Move it to your left a hair. Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
Okay, so Zebra, Steel Pulse, The Stand, Larry Mitchell, Holy Mother, Dave Kellen, Kimiko, Adam and the Metal Hawks, 4 Trips Ahead, Pamela Lewis, Miss Crabtree, Hellgate, Bottoms Up, Susan, Akia, Joey Gem, Charlie, Diamond Band, Completely Unchained, and Van Hagar. 5150, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I know those guys.
Yep.
I've heard a few of those bands.
Yeah.
Steel
Completely
Pulse.
Unchained. I believe Jeannie and I saw them play in at the House of Blues over here in North Myrtle Beach a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was cool, man.
Were you there Wait, you weren't at that show that we were watching that one time.
I was the one with the
You're the one filming it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how we got that feed. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't on the show because I was at the
He was actually filming. We were like streaming the show. That's right. Oh, and then you met the guitar player later on.
Yeah. Yep.
That night. Okay.
Yep. That was a cool show. Really cool show.
It's cool.
Now, did everybody that did their own songs like mix their own tracks and that type of thing, and then whoever kind of put together master everything?
I think most of it. I know with Zebra that Peter Kupperschmidt did the mixing and helped guide that track, and maybe one other. Because I remember hearing Randy talk about that, and I mixed mine and I tracked and mixed mine, and then Peter mastered it or had. Actually, it says, "Pardon me."
Those are just for show. Those,
I wear mine all the time.
Johnny's have no lenses in them.
They don't. Actually, it might say, mastered by Fred Garino?
Hey.
Oh, he's open. Yeah, he's opening one up.
I'm trying.
Is there a standout track for you on that besides obviously yours? I thought he was getting another pair of glasses to put over the ones he has on already.
You got glasses. You got a magnifying glass.
Yeah, trifocals.
Take out the LP so the cover's bigger so you can read.
This could be the end of my guitar career right here. With
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
Don't do it, Larry.
Well, you didn't use that finger anyway.
Oh, you read who it's mastered it, right?
Yeah, mastered by Fred Guarino. Guarino of tikimastering.com. Says I'm on their website. Yeah.
That's cool.
Wow.
That is very cool.
Very cool record. So, are any questions?
Oh God, I've been blabbing my gums the whole time. I don't even know. I don't care what anybody else is asking in the chat. I have my own questions I want answered. Johnny, did you see anything earlier or
this person named Nightbot keeps posting.
Oh.
Let's see. If you have a question, put a Q. Put a Q of the number Q in the chat, and then put your question next to it, or mention me or Jay, and we'll see it.
Yeah. While we sit here and peruse
favorite amps, Larry, by Plexiface.
Interesting. I use most of the time I use a fractal audio unit, either FM3 or the Aspect 3, and in that my lead and rhythm tones are a Plexi, the 1987X Plexi, and then the clean is a Tremolux, and I came to that conclusion because of those.
Oh,
yeah.
So I can go or I can go real world. They're old and loud. I can't believe how loud that Marshall is.
There you go, Sean Zimmerman. Now
equipment equipment used to record album. Which album? The 1990?
Oh, that was my crazy rig that my friend, Dave Nesdall used to help me drive around after I met him. It was a crazy rig. It was a 16-space shock mount rack. It was a Mesa Boogie quad preamp, TC Electronics 2290 that I learned that their explanation of anti-phase means out of phase, which is cool. Yeah, you need to know that. So TC Electronics anti-phase is out of phase, and things will disappear. Delays will disappear if the streams cross. I had a TC Electronics chorus, stereo chorus. That was pre-Intel FX days. Don't remember. I don't think I had an Eventide H3000 then. But then I had a QSC power amp and Harkey speaker cabinets. Larry Harkey we used to rehearse sometimes at the Harkey Speaker Factory in New Jersey. And at some of the shows, Larry used to bring down a crazy amount of speakers, and enough to make the drum set look small.
Yeah. I remember it was like standing on a New York City street underneath some skyscrapers. They would be like stacked 3 high on either side of the drum kit. And I used to play a pretty big kit, and it made it look small.
I remember one show that there was 33 cabinets between bass and guitar on stage.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Those guys love to go overboard. It was so much fun.
And they all worked because they wouldn't like, no, we're gonna bring them, we're gonna hook them up. So they had extra power amps, and it wasn't loud. It was just like stereo every couple of feet.
So everywhere you went, you could hear everything.
Yes.
Jesus.
Wow.
So I got those videotapes converted just to remember those days too. I have some VHS tapes.
Cool. When you convert them, you got to send them to me, Larry.
All right.
Cool. I'd love to see it.
Eve, I know you mentioned the drum kit. I think before we went live, but your drum kit that you recorded that first record with.
Wow, it's actually still lives. It's right behind me in the studio here. It's a well, there's a piece of it anyway. That's what's left. Some of it. It's a 1980s Yamaha recording custom kit that came from. Actually, it was my first endorsement company. I got endorsed when I was just getting out of college, and I got approached by some Yamaha guys who had heard me play in my college in the jazz ensemble in college, and they had decided to work with us in school, and they just kind of signed me up back then. And I got this kit out of the endorsement deal. It was really, really beautiful kit. It was like state of the art at the time, and I'd always loved the sound of these drums. So I've kept them all these years, and I used them on the album. These were the ones that played on the album. But it was like a much larger kit at the time. It's down to 4 pieces now. But it was like an 8-piece kit, like kick, snare, multiple rack toms, floor toms on either side, 2 hi-hats, overhead cymbals, all the works. It was a crazy kit.
Now, is it just broken down a little bit, or do you have it like, do you have the other drums like, in storage or something?
Oh yeah, the rest of it's packed away. It's still intact though. I still have all the pieces of it.
That's awesome that you still have that kit.
Yeah.
I think I have all of us, have regretted selling or getting rid of something, maybe from earlier in their career or whatever.
Oh yeah,
I know I do. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm down to 2 favorite kits. I have this one from the 80s, and my other favorite kit is a 1960s Rogers holiday kit. It's like a little 4-piece jazz kit, but it sounds amazing.
Awesome. There was a question. Where the hell did it go?
My kit?
What's that?
Can I show you guys my kit?
Yeah, let's see. Ceiling. Hey.
Yeah.
Chicken's murder on the hi-hat.
I hear that.
So Jeff T wants to know, I think we found out what Larry's worst gig was, right? Is that pretty much the one we talked about before? Take the cake for the worst gig, or is there something else? No,
that was the best of the worst, right?
It was not the worst, but so go ahead.
Let's do best and worst if you guys remember back then. If you can remember any of those.
Oh man.
Well, go ahead, Eve.
Oh, I'm racking my brain. We played so many shows. I don't remember. I remember some best moments, but I can't remember any worst moments. Really, we had so much fun in that band. I'm sure there were, but I probably just blocked them out. It's been a long time.
You can't remember any shows where maybe like the drum monitor wasn't working and you couldn't hear Larry, or vice versa, and it was like, oh my God, just everything was falling apart. None of those happened.
Dude,
that happens to the best of us,
I could always hear Larry. No problem with that. I actually used to tell like stage guy, monitor guys, I just tell them, just turn it down. I don't even need it. It's not worth, don't even bother. Don't try to balance it. I can hear plenty of bass. I can hear plenty of guitar. It's all good.
No bass drum, like kick drum pedal breaking in the middle of a set, or bass drum head going through it. None of that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's probably happened. I used to break a lot of sticks in that band. I remember that. I would go through sticks like anything because I was playing really hard. I mean, we were loud. And it was very athletic. So I was constantly like cracking cymbals, breaking sticks, that kind of thing. Possibly went through a drum head or two in the middle of a show. Yeah. Had to improvise on something. But I was lucky. I had a very good drum tech, and he was like always on top of it, always took care of my stuff, and made sure I had an extra snare drum hanging out just in case.
Yeah.
Jimmy, who I saw recently upstate in upstate New York. Yeah, he got in touch with me. He was coming up skiing one day, and we went over to Wyndham and we hung out for the day. He was with his family. It was great. It's great to catch up. About 2 years ago.
Cool. I have a good Jimmy's story with breaking a bass drum head.
Yeah.
I did a show at Kenny's Castaways, and Jimmy played drums, and he's using that house kit. Remember that Kenny's Castaways house kit?
Yes.
The kick drum was already bad. The head, and he broke the head in I guess the first set, and they duct taped it together. And towards the end of the second set, Buddy Miles came down with my friend Jan and a couple other people. And Jan's like, Buddy wants to play. He wants to sit down. I'm like, all right, cool. And so we do a song. Buddy's playing guitar and singing, and Jimmy's playing. And all of a sudden, Jimmy stops kind of in the middle. He put the bass drum, the beater, through the head. There was no more tape that you could fix it, whatever.
No.
And Buddy goes, all right, let me move out of the way. Let me play. So everybody's looking like the head's done. Buddy sat behind the kit. Now, Buddy was huge, if you remember, huge. He pulls all the duct tape off the head, puts one fresh piece of duct tape on. He told the sound man to turn the kick drum way up in the monitor. He kept going, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. And it was Buddy Miles. He barely tapped the kick drum, slammed the hi-hat and the snare drum, and sang in the softest, high, pretty voice. And it was like, and we played another 45 minutes.
Wow.
Damn.
And Jimmy and Vic Pullen were there, and they were like,
Mm-hmm.
how are you doing it? Because Jimmy knew how bad one piece of duct tape, and he's slamming it. You could feel how hard it was, and the only way we could hear the kick drum was through the monitors and the PA.
Wow.
But I was like, okay, you learned something new. That was just beyond impressive.
That's cool.
But
Now, Eve, as a drummer, how difficult is that to do? Like, because if you're going, a little hard with your hands, to kind of be really gentle with the foot, would that be one of those things like you really have to pay attention?
It's extremely difficult to do. Yeah. Balancing out. I mean, it's an important thing to be able to control as a drummer, like your limbs separately, and being able to control the volume and the velocity that you're hitting with each different limb. I've been told that I'm very heavy on the hi-hats, which I am. I admit it. I'm a heavy hi-hat player, and I've had to work like really hard, on certain sessions or recordings. That just doesn't work. You can't play heavy hi-hat for everything, and engineers are all going like, oh God,
yeah,
this guy. So you learn, as you go. And I've learned, like the guy that I used to study with, Gary Chester, was very into things like balancing the different instruments of the drum kit. How hard are you hitting the snare? How hard are you hitting the hi-hats? How hard are you hitting the kick drum? And making it all blend together. So yeah, being able to separate that out if you have like a problem or you need to make an adjustment where you wouldn't necessarily be playing at that volume or velocity with, like, say, your right foot, your kick drum foot, but the rest of it is going. That's really hard to do, man.
And singing at the same time.
At the same time. So it's 5-way coordination.
Yeah. No way.
That's really hard to do.
Yep.
again, Buddy Miles, who's probably been doing that since the chicken circuit.
Yeah, right.
The chitlin circuit, I should say.
Right. With Jimmy.
Yeah, that was later on. I remember mid 90s maybe or something like that. Jimmy did a couple of gigs. Did some big gigs actually. But yeah, it was one of those the Kenny's Castaways, like the kid's falling apart, it's late, blah blah, and then walks Buddy Miles, and it's like, oh crap. And I'm pretty sure when Buddy walked in, Jimmy probably started hitting a little harder.
Yeah, right.
And then it just went right through the head. It's impressive. Definitely impressive that Buddy is Buddy Miles.
Very
There's always those musicians that, they're great, but then they do certain things and you're like, what? How's that even possible that they could do something like that,
It's the experience. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the first time he had to do that.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I mean, things can break in the middle while you're playing, and all of a sudden you got to adjust. You get creative.
Well, especially when the lights are on you too. I mean, we've all had nightmare stories, I'm sure, as far as something happens live, and it's how you usually, if you have a front man in the band, how they handle it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes like oh no, and then the pressure's on, and you're like, we just completely screwed this whole show up.
No, yeah.
Yep. Johnny,
Yeah.
you got anything?
Let's see. We got a couple Facebook questions, and then let's see. James, can you see that, Larry?
I can't. No, I can't. Hold on.
Oh, James says, Larry, did you play on Rick Ocasek's solo albums?
I did on one. Steve Stevens played on the first one. I played on either the second or the third. If there's three, I played on the third. If there's only two, then I played on the second one. Yeah, it's what was it called? God, what was it called?
John Biel.
Let me try to pull it up. I'm opening Spotify right now.
Oh man.
Let's see. Rick Ocasek. What year would it have been, Larry? Do you remember?
91.
So we got Fireball Zone is 90. Is that it?
That's a Fireball Zone.
Okay, I'm going to definitely check that record out.
Yep.
I have a cool story. It's not anything special or crazy or whatever about Rick Ocasek, but in 2004, our band was in the studio recording, and we were signed at the time to Sanctuary Records. And at the time, Rick Ocasek was a producer for them, and he had his own office in the headquarters or whatever. It was a Christmas party. A couple of the cats from Living Color were there. Cool as shit. Sorry, Johnny. So anyway, we're making our rounds around the whole thing, saying hi to everybody, whatever. Next thing you know, we peek over, and there's Rick Ocasek's office, and we're literally standing in front of it, just kind of peeking in like, oh my God, he's one of the most identifiable musicians ever, So his wife's in there with him, and all of a sudden we make kind of eye contact, and we're all like, hell yeah, man. He comes out and he introduces himself, introduces his wife, talked to us like we were actually something. He was the super nice guy, and all of us were kind of blown away. Like, that's cool when, somebody like that actually comes out and introduces themselves to you. And it's just a cool thing. So that's my memory of Rick Ocasek.
Hands down, the nicest artist I've ever had the pleasure of working for. Just
that's cool.
Him and Paulina were both just really amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That is cool.
Hey, Michael. Michael Smith is here.
The captain.
In the chat. Hey, man.
Let's see what Mike's used on the record and what's yeah, you got you've already mentioned what Mike was used on his ride cymbal.
There was a black one and a brown one and a silver one.
Yeah. I'm sure some 57s on the snare, right?
Probably, yeah, if I remember. I mean, probably it was a standard mic setup like AKG. Well, the AKG 414 on the cymbal was a unique thing, but like the 412s on the toms and probably a D12 on the kick. The pretty standard mic setup. But Dave knew how to get a really good sound out of drum kit, and I've always had good luck with these. They sound good in just about every setting.
What do you have up there?
That kit, the Yamaha kit.
I meant I thought you had microphones.
Oh, microphones? No, I've just got actually right now is a cheap pair of overheads, like some $50 worth of microphones over my head, and the 412s are in the cases. Everything's kind of packed, sort of half packed away right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Jay, there's a couple of moments that I think back now and go, oh, I wish I was more into it. I wish I was more into recording when we were making that record, because I was around Dave Whitman, and he really is great engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be watching everything he was doing, and I'd be asking lots and lots of questions. And when I did the Billy Squier tour, I wish I was into vintage guitars then, like I am now. Because amazing vintage guitar collection on the road.
Well, it's interesting you say that. I mean, do you find it difficult to my wife just texted me, Larry's hat is smooth as shit. I love it. Okay, all right. Hell yeah. So
you gotta get
I want the jacket, she wants the hat. Okay, there we go. It's all settled. Do you find it difficult? I know because to do the engineering and producing as well as obviously playing guitar, but do you find it difficult to kind of split the creativity up? I mean, when you get into that, that mindset of recording or producing or engineering, you kind of like, do you not play guitar for while you're doing that? Is like, are you kind of like just focused on one thing, or can you kind of split your time and work on both?
It's a great question. It takes a while to build up to it. I taught Pro Tools in production at the College of Santa Fe. And one things I had to express to my students were, it's two different sides, because they all played as well. It's two different sides of the brain. It's the creative side and the technical side. And most people that have been doing stuff at home have this feeling, have this experience where you pick up your instrument, you've got, oh, it's this cool idea. I want to record this. And then you stop for a second, you open up the session and try and get stuff. And then like 20 minutes later, you're like, how come I can't get any audio? What's going on? You're like, all right, I don't remember what I was going to replay. And all I could say is you have to do a lot of the technical stuff and to get that in your, because chances are you've been playing your instrument for a really long time and you haven't just been like plugging in a microphone and trying to EQ and get it to come up anywhere near as long. So it takes practice on that side of the brain to feel comfortable, and then to go back to the other side of the brain where you probably do feel comfortable, which is creative side, and you get faster at switching. And so I used to tell my students, I said, you have to until you can build up that technical side, you need to invite people over and record them for free if you have to. Just like you can't be the producer. You have to just be a technical side. How do I capture that? Whatever they're doing, how do I make it sound as good as possible? How do I make sure I have it the way it should sound? And then you get faster at doing that to like, oh, maybe we should put in this, or maybe we should check this. Maybe we should, here's an idea. When you're starting out at that, when you do that, every time you switch back, you have issues. You have issues with the technical side. You have issues with the creative side. So, but I just think if you get faster at switching. So now I'm one of those people that, and a couple of friends of mine, we do the same thing. If I'm really intensely working on something, I might pull out my phone and videotape what I'm doing, because I would say that I don't normally use alternate tunings, but I have definitely recorded some guitar parts and layered and then gone back to like learn how to play it and go, I don't even know what tuning this is. Because I was in a zone where I'm going back and forth. I'm not doing that. So now one of the things I also do is I try to leave, like, especially with acoustic guitars, I finally have a set of acoustic guitars that I love recording. And I kind of delegate if I think I'm going to do something different. So this one will always stay in standard tuning. This one be a capo with something else, and this will be a different tuning. And so if I forget, I'll pick it up and go, oh yeah, let me document what this is. You don't have assistants anymore. So I do a lot of things now where I have a bass in my hand or a guitar in my hand, and I'm still doing technical stuff, which is but not an easy thing. And don't let it frustrate you. If you're trying to do it and you're having issues, don't let it frustrate you. You get it. You just have to do it more and more and more.
Yeah, this lives behind the drums mostly. All you want to keep with me.
Yeah,
cool.
Because it's
there you go.
Because Larry, I find it. Yeah, there he is, Beaker. I find it very difficult, man. Like if all of a sudden I have a record to mix, like I'm in 100%, forgive the term, balls deep in that project, and then I literally won't play guitar until it's done. Waka waka. So it's a weird thing, but I like asking engineers / musicians how they kind of balance the two things.
I've definitely had those times where those years where I could not do any, especially mixing, because it's so detailed that I couldn't do anything else. But now I just you get used to. I think you get used to it as long as I don't go out. Like I've tried to stop going out to jamming with people when I'm mixing, because that definitely messes with my ears. But otherwise, I can concentrate on stuff.
Man.
Cool. Let's see. So what projects do you guys have coming up? Anything you're working on?
Projects in 2021? What projects?
Remodeling the garage later. What's going on this weekend? Mowing the lawn?
Built a bathroom in my house.
Nice.
It's nice to have a year off.
Actually, I'm in the middle of I'm doing a fly in effect. I do 2 live every week. On Tuesday night is at 9:00 Eastern time. I do my electric songs, and then on Sunday night a mellow called "It Happened" on a Sunday, and I invite people to have some popcorn, chocolate, hot chocolate, coffee, and just kind of chill and play acoustic guitar. But this Sunday, that's at 9:00 as well Eastern time. This Sunday before that, an hour before, although it might have to be an hour and a half before, I'm doing a tribute to Sly and the Family Stone. It's Sly's birthday.
Nice.
And so I have Crystal Talaferro from Billy Joel's band and everybody else in the world's band singing a song. I have PM in the Newbury doing a couple of songs. I got Wayne Livingston doing a song. I have my friend Martin Greaves and John Kurzwig, who produced, like I said, Creed and Puddle of Mud and Godsmack. And I have Mercedes Scalzetti, great singer. She's doing some stuff. Teresa Cousins. I have a lot of guests. I playing songs with me. I'm going to play. They're all pre-recorded, but I'm playing live guitar with everybody. And then I have some very cool. I have a couple of members of the original band that may show up and call in and say hello to wish Sly happy birthday, and it's going to be cool. I got some people that were there at different shows. Going to talk about different Woodstock and Fillmore East, and so it should be a cool show. If I survive until then, because Jay knows it's been like, oh man, I practically lost my mind. I was so confused, but it's a lot of work, a lot of stuff. But that's cool. And I only have 2 shows this year, the rest of the year. So if anybody's opening up and you have some interesting shows for me, I have the Dallas Guitar Festival, April 30th, May 1st, and May 2nd. And I'm happy to be on that bill. There's so many great guitar players on that bill. And then May 14th, I'll be in Sheridan, Wyoming at the YO Theater. And that's it. Unless something else opens up. That's the, which I don't know. I mean, hopefully those shows will happen. Both of those were canceled. Or actually, the Dallas Guitar Festival was canceled last year. It was moved the first few times, and it was postponed until this year. So we'll see. But that's it.
Eve, anything?
Well, mostly working at home. Been trying, like, getting back into writing and recording, producing some one-off tracks for outside people. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff here at home in the studio, and the duo project that I do with my wife, where we both play acoustic guitar. That's fun.
Are you streaming on Mondays, Eve?
We were streaming on, I think, Fridays for a while. We stopped for a long time, but we're probably going to pick it back up soon.
Hey, not at 8 o'clock at night, right?
Where can we find those?
We usually will just do it live, like to Facebook. It's the Wallpapers Music. We call the band the Wallpapers. It's just the 2 of us.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
I want to be called the mayor.
Yeah, I'll be jamming with the mayor soon. That's right. Yeah, so we do that, and like I said, I've been recording a lot, actually, just like working on home projects, because there's not a lot. Obviously, there's no live shows to be done, very few. So I have a live band that plays out. It's actually a cover band, and we used to do a lot of work, but we've been dormant for the past year, pretty much. So we're starting to pick up again. We've got some dates for this year, and it'll be fun to play with the guys. It's just a bunch of really good all-star players that I get together with in the upstate New York area, and really good guys. And my wife sings lead in that band as well. Amy's an amazing vocalist. She's got a great voice. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Experimenting with sound here and writing. Strangely enough, I've written 2 country songs that just kind of happened. I'm not a country musician by any stretch of the imagination. They may be based on the fact that my son recently moved to Nashville and I've been down there a couple of times.
Oh.
So it's been interesting. But yeah, just like doing that kind of thing here at home.
Are you doing another original record with Amy? Because that first record is great.
Oh, she she released an album last year of like 7 songs that we had done a while ago, and it had been sitting around, and she said, you know what, we're not doing anything, so we might as well do something let's do what we can do, you know. So she compiled it and put it together through CD Baby, and it should be up on most of the platforms like Apple Music and all that stuff, iTunes and everything. And it's just Amy Sarago solo album, and that's really great. I played a bunch on that, a lot of tracks. I produced some of that as well, and that came out really good. We're really happy with that, and we're working on new songs for that. So maybe a second album this year.
Very cool.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Well,
it's great. I really enjoyed that. So I'll check out the new one.
Oh, thanks, man.
I'll put the links in the description down below. So awesome.
Now, before we let you guys go,
yeah,
I got to tell you, I know Larry's probably annoyed with this stuff. I try not to fanboy him, but I can't help it. I mean, 15-year-old me, I'm telling you right now, like it's super cool. He knows this already. He's probably, every time I text him with something, he's like, "Oh Jesus, Jay, shut up already." God,
you want another autograph?
No autograph. Hey, you know, no, but Eve, man, like this is super cool for me to be on with you guys. You know, this is. I told Larry a million times that first record is one of the most inspirational records of my life. It really is. And, you know, this is super cool.
Hi, Rosie. Rosie McPherson is watching us.
Hi, Rosie.
Hey, Rosie. Well, thanks. That's really fun. I really appreciate the kind words, man. We had, like I said, it was one of the most fun times musically that I've had my entire life. We had such a good time playing in that band, and you know, the memories and the good music that we made, and
hell yeah,
it's just a really great experience.
Yep. And 31 years later, I'm still talking about it. I'm still listening to the shit out of it. So
cool, man.
Yeah.
Really
Yep.
cool. Yeah.
Yep. And if it wasn't, I'm thinking of it like if my brother didn't do pull, I don't know if I said this on the show, but the reason I got this CD is because my brother was doing pool service. The guy he did a opening or closed his pool for worked for Grudge Records or Grudge Music, brought him out a box of promo CDs and said, "Hey, you like rock music? Here you go." And that was the one CD out of that whole box. I don't remember anything else in there. It was that CD. I remember looking at the cover and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" You know? And that was it. Listened to it. And then I think a year later, you know, had it on and I was like, "Mom, I want a guitar for my birthday." And that was it, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
That was it.
That's really cool. Well,
Johnny, tell your cat to be quiet, will you?
my dog. I gotta go walk him. He's yelling at me now.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
Cool.
guys, thank you so much for having me on this. This was a blast. It was really fun.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's a great way to spend a Friday. Good to see you, Larry.
Good to see you too. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you. I'll
Yeah.
talk to you guys real soon. I'm gonna go walk this dog.
Awesome.
Eve Gerard, Larry Mitchell. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thank you. Yeah, so you can just hit leave studio if you okay.
Oh, there you go. Right. All right, Larry, now you can tell us of all the you had to play the drums on that first record because he's gone now.
No, he killed it.
Yep.
Awesome.
Mhm.
All right. I know we gotta go.
Well,
Yeah,
wait,
gotta-
Johnny,
What?
you have 3 unboxings. Are you going to save them for tomorrow?
Whoa, what just happened?
Oh, see?
Who did that? Michael
cat?
Smith. Michael Smith.
He says Larry rules.
Thank you. Larry rules. That's true. Thank you, Lenny Lou. I know Lenny's not a fan of, she calls that the urine color light, so she doesn't like that. So
Oh.
What are you unboxing, John?
Oh, I don't know. I'll save them for tomorrow. I've got 3.
Larry, unless you want to hang out and watch Johnny open some goodies.
I should probably get back to this.
I know. I've been feeling bad the past hour and a half.
It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Larry's a busy man, Jay.
I know.
Only today.
Yeah. I'll save them for tomorrow.
Okay.
Because tomorrow's going to be nuts. And yeah. But Larry, great to see you, man. It's been a while, and yes. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching us. Where are we? Our channel members. We got so many channel members. We love all of you. Thank you, everybody, for all your support. And Jay, check this out.
Wait. Before you do that, Larry, your social media where people can get a hold of you and check out what you're doing.
LarryMitchell.com is the website. Facebook, you can look for me. Look, I'm the guy with the hat. And again, like I said, I do every Tuesday night, 9:00 Eastern time, and every Sunday night, 9:00 Eastern time. I do a live stream. It's more rock and electric guitar on the Tuesday nights and Sunday nights acoustic on both Facebook pages and my YouTube page as well. The YouTube page is just my name, Larry Mitchell.
And the Instagram is
Larry Mitchell's Photos.
All right.
Awesome. All right. We are out of here. Make sure to leave a thumbs up. Oh yeah, Jay, I'll show you. Here's a preview, man. I'll show you this.
Here we go.
Cobra Kai posted this in the Discord. In the Discord. So apparently EVH has a Johnny Beane model Wolfgang. And the joke is the headstock, Larry. My guitar fell over the other day and the headstock busted off.
Oh no. Ouch.
So that's the yeah, it's awful, but the support of the internet has been incredible.
That's good.
It's been amazing. Charles Green. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Saturday Night Live with John Biel. And then this Sunday, Gizmachi will be on the channel here.
Oh, nice.
I almost forgot. A little 3 p.m. Eastern takeover. Yeah, just talking about the record. I know Larry's busy. I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but I know, if you want to come on and talk about how, you just wung it and whatever, but, we're just going to kind of go over the record a little bit. We got Boner Jams is going to kind of moderate / interview the band a little bit and, just go over some stuff and talk about it. But
if I get everything ready for the show and I'm all set up and just hanging out, warming up, I'll definitely call in.
All right. I'll send you the link. If not, no big deal. It's not going to be anything crazy.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Larry, great seeing you.
3:00, huh?
3:00 Eastern. Yep.
Cool.
3 o'clock. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Larry.
Good night, Larry.
Hey.
Yeah, Larry Mitchell.
Larry Mitchell, everybody.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, now we don't have to hurry.
My wife with the comment. Jeannie says, well, have him on and basically how his solo slayed yours. That's fine.
He can tell the story how he actually recorded your solo and you just faked it. You know what would have been funny? If you guys had switched. If you in the video, if you had mimed his solo and he did your solo.
I couldn't even mime mine well.
Imagine.
Well, it's funny, and I know I'll talk about this Sunday, but it was one of those things where I really didn't know what I was gonna do. I had a hard time writing that one because I wanted it to be one of those blazing solos, and that's not really, my thing. If I could play it if I really have to and like learn something.
Mhm.
But as far as me picking up a guitar and just having a part like that and just shredding over it, I don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time. But once I kind of heard what he was doing, it clicked. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, you know, you kind of get a little inspiration from somebody else, you know?
Michael, we're trying to get out of here.
Yeah, come on, man.
Here. Talk to. Well, he won't be able to. I'll do one up. I'll unbox one of them right now, just because.
Ooh, I know which one you're gonna unbox.
I know. Michael.
I'll unbox one of them right now.
Michael.
I know which one you're gonna.
Hello.
Hey, man.
Turn your volume down.
I just wanted to say, you would have to. No. Wow, really? I'll whisper then. I'm getting yelled at right now by Jay.
No, the TV, the volume of the show. You got to turn it down.
You have the your video. We can hear your video.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I got you.
I'm gonna open this one just
There you
because
go.
I don't want to wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jay knows what I'm.
Line him down. Leave it to me to screw everything, including a phone call. So, no, awesome. Larry's the man. I'll tell you right now. And Jay, I bought the new Gizmachi album, and let me tell everybody, holy moly, you guys got to go. Uh-oh, Colonels. You guys have to pick up the new Gizmachi album. It is absolutely killer, man. And I'm not just saying that because I'm friends with Jay. It's a killer. It's a really awesome show. I mean, album and show. My audio's clipping, Brian. Okay. All right. Whatever. Just wanted to call in, say hi, and it's Friday night. Because I ain't got nothing else to do tomorrow. Actually, I was supposed to go see my friend's band tomorrow night. So I was going to be on the show, but since I'm getting 2 feet of snow here, I'll be hanging out in the crib.
Yeah, so we'll see you tomorrow night, Saturday night, 11:55 p.m. Eastern.
That's it. I'm done. Goodbye.
Awesome. Thanks, Cap.
See, Mike? Oh, there he goes.
The captain, everybody. The captain.
And Lenny Lou, for some reason, that didn't trigger it, so I changed it for you. Thank you, Lenny.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what did Johnny get? Oh, snap.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, you got two of the the mustard mix is new. He sent that to me. I don't like it. Jeannie likes it. So let's see if you guys like the mustard mix. But there's two of the Cajun, I think, right?
The Cajun kicker?
It's good. It's really good, man.
Oh my gosh. It's good. Jeannie says wait, is there two says in that? Jeannie says Thursdays at 8.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that show yet. James Stewart says, Jay, I dig the new Gizmachi. You guys should are tight. Thanks, man. Which ones are those?
You got the ones that you were eating.
The chocolate cashews, yep.
You got the cashews and then the malt balls.
Well, you said you like the malt balls better, so I made sure you put those in there.
Wow. And then we got popcorn.
Yeah.
Is it regular popcorn? Probably.
Yeah, I think it's the olive oil. What kind of? No. Coconut oil and sea salt. Yes.
You got the Chicago.
Yep.
Where does the Cajun kick? Brian Spalding is asking us.
I don't know.
Tune into my OnlyFans and you can see me.
Yeah, in the bathroom. No.
Eating those.
Oh,
yeah, you can watch me eat them on the toilet.
Fire.
And then you got the fire. Man, I'm gonna bust into some of this tonight. That's why I couldn't wait.
Yeah. I can't believe Paul. He got his package last Tuesday and waited till Saturday night to open it. But what are you, nuts? And it was just sitting there. Like, how? I can't do that. Those boxes need to be busted open.
I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry.
Busted open.
I'll be enjoying some of this tonight after my salad for dinner.
Yeah.
My crunchy water. What else? I don't know. Leave a thumbs up.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thank you so much for watching. We love you all. And 2 more unboxings tomorrow night. I've got 2 more things. I'll save them for tomorrow. And Stephen Franklin got his kernels today.
Ooh, the Chad got his yesterday.
Oh.
Yep.
Sherman hasn't got any yet.
Oh. Caleb Rappaport, our own Nerd Halen guitar player, he ordered his today. So, and again, just mention Johnny's name or my name at the final screen before you check out on Colonel's Gourmet, right? Is that the website? And you'll get extra stuff. They'll take care of you. They will take care of you. And we're not even shooting the crap here. It is the best popcorn you could get.
Yeah.
I had a phone call from my mom yesterday or 2 days ago, because we had, Killian's first birthday party was last Sunday. And so Colonel sent a bunch of the little, like, individual little bags, like as soon as we walked in, everybody got a little, little baggie of popcorn. And my mom calls me and she's like, because I gave her a few bags to bring home. And my dad couldn't stop eating it. She was like, your father isn't, I'm not going to do the Mancuda thing, but she's like, your father, he's not a big popcorn guy. He couldn't stop eating that stuff. He wants to order some now. And I was like, see, all right. It's good. It's good stuff.
Yes. And Sherman, it's not Carlos Gourmet. That's somewhere else.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Jeannie just texted me with where did it go? Oh yeah, she said your mom destroyed the bag as soon as she got here on Sunday. Plowed right through it.
Actually.
Oh, a little taste test on the air.
I really want to try this one.
Which one? The mustard or the Cajun?
The Cajun kicker.
It's good, man.
I gotta try at least one. Really
we gotta try like
fast.
a handful because there's all different things.
Yeah, but the Cajun, it should be all the same.
Well, the same like stuff on it, but it's all different things.
I've always liked these things.
Mm-hmm.
The little bread, whatever this is.
Stephen Franklin, thank you very much. I had your album going really loud in my office today. Kick ass. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Those are good too, those little things.
This is my dinner. Just saying. This is my dinner tonight.
Yep. The whole sleeve is going to be gone.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. All right. We got to go.
Oh, yeah.
We're actually ending on time for once.
Can you believe it?
We start late, end on time.
And thank you again to Larry Mitchell and Eve Gerard for joining us tonight and going down memory lane a bit. Very cool.
I'm excited for you, man, especially because that's the whole reason you started playing was because of them.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. I wanted to play guitar, but there was never that moment of like, I need one. And that record gave me that moment of like, oh, okay, I need a guitar now.
Mm-hmm. And I can't stop eating this.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
You can't stop. I love, well, maybe I shouldn't say the name, but I love this type of mix. And when I saw this on the website, when I saw this on the website, I'm like, I got to try that. And it's the more you eat it, the more you want.
I know. That's why the Saturday nights when I go through a sleeve of chocolate cashews or half a bag of popcorn sitting here for a couple hours. And then I wake up the next morning like, oh my God, what is in my stomach?
Wow.
Yep.
All right. All right. So Jay and we're going to gossip now. So we'll see you guys later.
Oh, look at this. I just got a...
There you go.
Yep. Don't eat all that Cajun mix.
Jeannie. It's amazing. Amazing. Can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. The more you eat, the better it gets.
Yeah.
Not kidding. Rock on, you guys. See you guys tomorrow night. Tomorrow's going to be a great show. 2 unboxings. And then...
Thanks, Carol. Thanks, Carol. My mother-in-law. Straight for the throat. Straight for the gut.
Literally.
You spelled butt wrong, Carol. Yeah, see, Jeannie likes my gut. Oh, shoot.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. See you guys tomorrow night. I can't even think. So, tomorrow.
I can't wait to hear
right.
this gossip and the show.
Dude, I've got some cool stuff to tell you. Really cool.
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool. Really cool. Charles Green, you rock, man. All right. Bye.
Yeah.